When you are the son of a baller, you have some large shoes to fill.
Three-point line.
That's his first points of the night. Sabonis. Oh,
Poster!
But not only has Sabonis filled his dad's shoes, but has exceeded all expectations by becoming a bona fide star in the NBA. A few teams didn't know the gem that they had on their hands, but the teams who believed in Sabonis are reaping the rewards, while Sabonis himself brings in some mind-blowing annual figures. So let's take a look at Domantas Sabonis' lifestyle and net worth, and see how lavishly the big man is living. Starting off with his early years. Number 8. Domantas Sabonis' early life. Domantas Sabonis grew up living every basketball-loving kid's dream. Son of the famous Arvydas Sabonis, Domantas spent his childhood going to the Portland Trail Blazers practices and attending NBA games. Along with his two older brothers, Domantas spent much of his childhood playing around on NBA courts and being buddy-buddy with famous players like Rasheed Wallace, Damon Stoudemire, and Zach Randolph. But Sabonis doesn't have a rich memory of his early years, as his father retired from playing basketball in 2004 and moved his family to Spain afterward. Domantas was only 8 years old at the time, so most of his childhood memories come from the time he spent in Spain playing ball with his brothers and developing his lethal left-hand finishes under the guidance of his old man. That's a lucky break in and of itself, as Sabonis' dad is considered one of the most skilled big men to grace the NBA hardwood, especially as a passer, something that Domantas definitely inherited, but more on that in a little bit. First, let's take a closer look at how Sabonis' love for the game started and developed over the years. Number 7. How he started basketball. When Sabonis was asked about one of his earliest childhood memories, he proceeded to talk about how he played horse with his brothers in Portland, or the competitive backyard games he had with them. So the love for basketball started at a very early age, and seemingly never left the big man. It was the competition that attracted Sabonis. Even as a kid, he hated losing to his older brothers. We're sure many of you can relate to that. The younger brother definitely has to bide his time and wait years and years before he can get his back. By now, Sabonis could probably beat both of his brothers at the same time. But back then, not only did he have to take his losses from his older brothers, but he also had a hard time watching his favorite sport. During the years that he lived in Spain, he rarely caught an NBA game live. Instead, he had to keep up what was going on with the NBA world by going on NBA.com and looking at the box scores and see who did what. Well, there was that and also NBA 2K. He loved playing with the Thunder, which is amazing as he would end up wearing a Thunder jersey one day. But that would be a few years away still. First, he had to make a crucial decision: get paid and play in Europe, or go the classic college route in America. Number 6. College years. At just 16 years old, Sabonis made his professional basketball debut playing for the Spanish basketball team Unicaja Malaga. After finishing in the top 5 for the 2014 FIBA Europe Young Men's Player of the Year award, he was offered a 3-year $630,000 deal by the club. But taking that deal would have made him ineligible to compete in the NCAA Division I tournament. So Sabonis rejected the deal and committed to play for Gonzaga University. He helped Gonzaga to the Elite 8 in 2015, where Duke bested them. He then led the Bulldogs to the Sweet 16 one year, but lost to Syracuse. He averaged almost 18 points and 12 rebounds in his sophomore year and earned himself first-team All-WCC honors, along with being named on the second-team Academic All-American and AP Honorable Mention All-American list. With his college career behind him, Sabonis officially followed in his father's footsteps by declaring for the NBA draft in 2016, where he was selected 11th overall by the Orlando Magic. Number 5. Career achievements. Although Sabonis was officially drafted by the Magic, he didn't play a single game for the organization. During that draft night, the Magic traded the big man to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So it's clear that the Magic had no idea what kind of special player they had on their hands. Sabonis would play a year with the Thunder before being shipped in a mega trade to the Indiana Pacers, and it would be there that Sabonis truly found his footing in the league. Over the course of 4.5 seasons with the Pacers, Sabonis blossomed into an all-star caliber center, earning those honors in back-to-back years. Not only did he establish himself as a walking double-double machine, but showed improved playmaking ability like his dad, making him an extremely versatile and valuable big man. No wonder the Kings were willing to trade someone like Tyrese Halliburton to get their hands on Sabonis. And good thing they did, as Sabonis has been the key to the rejuvenation of the Sacramento Kings franchise, who have finally broken their 17-year playoff drought, largely thanks to the duo of Sabonis and Fox. Sabonis also earned himself All-Star notch and possibly his first All-NBA honors as well. So when you're as good as Sabonis, the big question is which brands you want to work with and which aren't worth your time. So let's take a look at some of his key sponsors. Number 4, various sponsorships. One of the best things about being an international star is that you have different opportunities than your typical NBA player. Sabonis is one of the faces of the European NBA, and so the Nike Europe branch often works with the big man to promote their brand. Sabonis even has his own Nike shoe that is sold in Europe, which is a pretty big deal, as Nike has a limited roster of players with their own exclusive shoe deals. Also, in his home country of Lithuania, Sabonis has an exclusive deal with Citadel Bank, which allows the bank to use his name and likeness. So the next time you find yourself in Lithuania and go to exchange your dollars for some euros, you might see a life-size cutout of Sabonis waving at you near the entrance. Sponsorships are usually seen as the icing on the cake, so how about we take a look at that cake itself and see all the dough that Sabonis has made throughout his NBA career. Number 3, NBA contracts. With OKC, Sabonis signed an entry-level contract worth $11 million over 4 years. Not too shabby for an entry-level position. But once he started balling out with the Pacers, it was a no-brainer that he would be racking in the big bucks soon. And that prophecy came true when he signed a 4-year, $74.9 million contract, all of which was guaranteed. That means annually he was bringing home $18.7 million. So it seems like those competitive backyard sessions with his brothers paid off. And the way that he's been balling, this won't be the last big contract that he signs. As he nears the unrestricted free agency, there is no doubt that the Kings will offer him the bag to stay with Fox and continue thriving in Sacramento. So the future looks bright for the Sabonis household. Speaking of which, let's take a look at who will be spending all of that money. Number 2, social media presence. Sabonis has an extremely large following on social media. On just Instagram alone, he has nearly 300,000 followers, many of whom are from his native Lithuania, as he proudly represents them every chance he can get. On his social media, you can check out his day-to-day life, including his highlights, but more importantly, his lovely family. Sabonis married his fiancée, Shoshana, last year, and since then the couple has welcomed home a baby boy. So much of that $70 million contract will go towards buying diapers, kids' toys, and of course a hoop for the baby to practice his hook shots on, just like his dad and grandpa. Number 1, his net worth. Sabonis has definitely maximized his time in the NBA. In no time he established himself as one of the best big men in the game and earned incredibly lucrative contracts and sponsorship deals. Look at what he's earned already and the unspecified numbers that are coming in from the sponsors. We would guess that his net worth is somewhere around the $40 to $50 million range, as he still has a few more years to go to end his current NBA deal. But soon enough, that figure is likely to double in size as he signs a possible $200 million deal in the future. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell beside it so that you're notified the next time we upload a new video. And with that being said, you just watched the Domantas Sabonis lifestyle and net worth. We'll see you next time.